Okay, hi class, this is your video feedback for your sites this week. And I'm just going to go through these as a first-time user and make observations like that. Listen to everyone's feedback so that you can get some insights into things that maybe you thought about doing, or you can see how things worked out for other people. All right? Okay, so let's get started with this, Karen. Eclectic artist, health and fitness geek. I know we talked about how do we merge these, and it is really difficult because people do have multiple layers and are different interests. But usually in something like this, you would include this in your about, right? So what you want to do is talk about your service here. What is your service going to be? If you were a YouTuber, you would still say, you cover these ideas and that, your marketing or whatever. But what you want to do is talk about what are you. So eclectic artist, you might say eclectic visual artist. And then your health and fitness would go probably in your about. So unless your health and fitness is the priority, then you could say eclectic visual artist promoting health and fitness or something like that, if it's equally important. But for a website, what service do we want to give? And other people will have the same trouble. There'll be a graphic designer, there'll be a photographer, they'll have still shots. And as a graphic designer, a lot of those things fall under the same umbrella, and that's okay. But it's how it's organized, okay? All right, so the Lantern Festival, what we want to make sure we don't do is get things overlapping. That is a real issue for a lot of people. So in this case, you can see that your name breaks up when we overlap over the navigation. So this actually should be fixed. Okay, that should be fixed so that all of this goes behind it and that there's a border back here that's solid, whether it's blue, green, yellow, red, whatever you decide to do. So that when you get here, we don't have a problem in covering up your images and things like that. So that's a real big one. For the parallax scrolling, you actually did a pretty good job. I would probably drop this back just a little more so it doesn't compete too much. It works because it's abstract and they're both the same. Okay, so if this isn't breaking anything up when it shows through. It's not changing it too much. I would give more padding on the side of all this, make it equal, and I would bring that in a little bit. I probably would actually make this a little bigger and center it, cut this down, and put it underneath it in a nice left-aligned paragraph. You're saying what you do here. This you don't need here. This could be in the About Us, the thing about you. You don't really have to say welcome, but what you do need to do is if you're called Soul of a Phoenix Studios, that needs to be what you have up here. Okay, you have your name and you have a couple things you like to do, but if this is a site that is servicing people, then you want to say Soul of a Phoenix Studios. That would be your website. This again is going to be, most of this is your about. And let's see, I don't see something. Okay, if I go here, we go to a different about. All right, so this, and make sure that you have a great padding here on both sides. What you need to do is you're going to talk about your priority. If it's a media content creator or whatever it is, that's going to be what your site's about. Okay, these other things are going to go into your about. Here, full service on location traveling studio. Okay, so you're going to say on location studio, and it looks like you're a content creator. Okay, you could say artist and content creator on site or whatever. make sure you have commas and go through and check your upper and lower case. But that's what you need to do. And I would make this in the center, give it plaiting of padding all the way around. And you can cut this down so much. You could say, welcome to Soul of Phoenix Studio here. And this should be like broken up here. Like graphic design, web, or it could be a drop-down web. You got to be careful you don't cover content, so that can be an issue. So hair and makeup, that's a different, it's really a different service. You could create a link to another site that talks about that. But you really, I know you want to throw everything in the same site, but sometimes it's not best. This is really a social media, web, graphic, and print content creation site primarily. Okay, and then you can break it down into film. Well, you can list bridal and special effects under your resume or services and so forth, or book services, but this isn't the place for your resume. Okay? Let's go to what's sizzling. Okay. Sizzle reel. Try and align this. With this. And make sure there's no placeholder text. That's for everybody. Because if there's a promise that we're making, if a page is under construction, we just remove it. We disable it until we have something there. Okay, we don't mention that we don't have it. Go down here and change this to 2019, the copyright. Make sure you have equal spacing as you do here, here, do that here. Okay, so that's something everybody will make sure you pay attention to, is the padding. This should be going to your work. It looks like it is. A little hard to read here. It may work with some things, but it might have to be another color. Okay, it might have to be blue or dark blue or green or something. But the white isn't showing up. All right, and again, you're going to fix this so to where it doesn't move. Okay, so you might, okay, all right, so this is fine, but you know what, this is still painting. This is cool. This is still painting or graphic design. You just used a different canvas. Okay, you use the face. So if this is the kind of work you're talking about, and you're not talking about, just beauty makeup for weddings and things like that. If you're talking about this, then we just need to call it something else and put it under your design, your graphic design, okay? This one is good. Some of these, too duplicated. These two are too much, those two. And the third one. This one, okay. Too many clicks. But see, these are great. Okay, these are fine. I don't think of this as makeup. Okay, this is, and I don't know who filmed it or who shot the videos, but this isn't really makeup. This is, this is film makeup. You could, talk about that, but really, it's design. It's design work. Okay, and in painting. So put it with your painting or your design, not under makeup. Now we have to go back, and the social media was different there, so you want to make that consistent. We're going back to the home page, curations. Okay. Let's make these a little more evident of what we're going to find when we go there. Okay. If you want this to be a header inside of something, that's one thing, but otherwise we really need to know what this is going to be about. This is really more of the about you kind of thing, and it's really interesting. These are always super interesting. You did a great job. let's see. We just need to reorganize this a little bit, okay? I know that's what you've been trying to do, and you'll get there. But this could be about you. Also align this with these. It could be about you with that somehow. You do kind of have this, and maybe this has, I don't know if you got to have a padding there. I don't know if this will allow it, frankly. It might, but sometimes you can put some animations here where, you know, it would transition into some of the other photos. These work well together, but, you know, maybe it's where you put this and this, you know, I don't know. But that's what we need to do. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Right. You can say that you're also a personal trainer in your about and have a link, you know, also personal trainer. And that would be a link to probably a different site. Okay. Your graphic design services are not the same as being a personal trainer. It's okay to do both, but they're not the same website. That would be confusing for people. If you try to do it, it's got to be better organized than this, because right now I'm confused about what your service is, and you want to make it super clear on every page the service that you do. This could be your tagline: film, photography, media design. That would be fine. Okay. This is different. These are different. So, yeah. You have to find a way to work that out. Okay. You don't want people to wonder if you're more dedicated to one or the other. They want you just dedicated to their projects. So, you know, we let them think that that's where we are, right? We don't have to tell everything. Doesn't mean you can't, but it's got to be organized a little more cohesively. Okay, all right. But it's looking great. These are great photos. The aesthetic changes a lot, you know, changes a lot. So you're going to have to make sure that that stays the same. This feels less like your aesthetic that you have going for you. You want your work to kind of support, and your brand to support your work. All right. Great job. A lot of work entailed, and just keep pushing through. All right. Good job. Hector, I love your logo. It's looking really good. Nice font selection here with this. Looks good. We don't have a lot of scrolling to get to this. Very good. You tell us what your role was on this film. Perfect. Okay, this is a WordPress, and perfect. If I go to the about, very nice, Hector. Maybe you already thought about it, putting, you know, the text beside you. I don't mind scrolling because the first one was laid out so well. Really good. You've mentioned something personal about yourself. You know, you're a vegetarian. People want to connect with you on things other than your work. It's true. And this is the place to put that. Yeah, okay. I hear you on all these technological advances. It's true. You saw a lot of those things coming about. Okay. Love the way you have this laid out. You're answering their questions, right? And you've got this over here. Because this line is so long, you can't really make these any larger and close up some of this gap. it's possible that you could bring this in a little bit and bring these in a little bit, you know, keeping your margins the same as you have. I'm just, you know, watching this space, okay? And watching how this space is much bigger than this. But again, details, you know, doing what you can to align things. There's a lot on here, but you've got a history of work, okay? So that was video, and this is film. Well, it's a logical separation the way you've done it. You've done a good job. And then photo. And it's all very clear. These photos either are missing or they're too large. Looks like they're large and they're trying to load, so you'll have to optimize them, making sure that they're still, you know, have a good resolution, but that they come up, all right? I have no doubt that they're good work. Nice. This needs to come up a little quicker too, but I love it. Okay. Good work. Nice. Okay. And people don't mind scrolling through, you know, something if it's logical and they want to know what they're going to get into and they like what they're seeing. Windows of New York is an example. There's probably 100 windows on that site, and when I first went to it, I just scrolled and scrolled and scrolled to the end, and I would still do that today to look at them again because they're good. This is a different one, so I'm not sure why that didn't load first before. Right? Clean, clean, and your headers are in the same place, same font. You know, this is the page you got to work on, but it's looking great. Very professional. Okay, you might want to date that it's updated, but I don't know. Well, in your case, it may not be needed, but it looks great. All right, good job. All right, Brandon. Yeah, you are a really nice guy. And great, this is, you know, a little detail about you after you tell us what you're doing. And it's very clear what you're doing, and this is your new logo, or maybe it's not new, but it's new for me. And this works. I had wondered how the yellow was going to work for you. It does look like it needs to be cleaner. I don't know if this is Adobe Illustrator or not, and maybe it's clipped here, okay? But it's looking really good. I'm not sure that's clear enough. I'm not sure that serif is clear enough. Okay, great job. Everything's aligned. I do want to see more. All right. Yep. Make sure you continue to align that. Okay. Cool merch. Let's see what you have, Brandon. Okay, so you want to get some merch or disable it, right? And okay, I don't know if this requires some kind of color in some way. Maybe your logo. You have it here. Maybe a light opacity somewhere, so it doesn't really feel like it's duplicated, but we bring a little color in. Something for you to think about. Okay, nice layout. Okay, this needs a thumbnail, looks like. Okay, let's see your blog. Okay, good, you have a blog post. You can take the date off so it will remain evergreen and nobody will know if you're posting. Of course, with one, they may wonder. Okay, I'm not sure if you need that yet. Take that off. Okay, so nice. Your branding is here. And let's see. And what you're doing, you're saying a YouTuber, filmmaker, and really nice guy. But let's see. There was one place where you were actually You know, you're talking about videography and editing. So that might need to be kind of put out there a little clearer right away, right? You say filmmaker. All right. But it's looking great. Okay. Nice work. I love the logo. Okay, very clean. The logo needs to be simplified, made a little bigger. Probably not on a white background. It wouldn't work on black. You'd have to do something with the background up here. Okay, make sure this is the same size as these, and then that will be fine. This looks like it might be placeholder. So make sure everything is yours. Nice. You tell us just what you do. This could be the front page. Okay, that could be your front page. This, not so much. This isn't as cohesive, but this really is. And if you had a shot here, I don't know, maybe it's yours, but if you had a shot here that is yours, that has the same coloring, and this becomes your brand, it's going to look great. That works okay too. About me, just the right amount. You'll need a little spacing, I think, here, and probably want to align and make this the full width somehow, okay? All right. Okay. Yeah, it's just this front page. That's a little bit like that. And so you're going to take off that and you're going to put a contact page. So that takes us right down here. And you're going to also put an about me and anchor it to this part. So that's really what you need to do on this one. All right. All right. Good job. All right. Very different than what I saw. Okay, these images are not coming up quick enough. Means they need to be optimized. Okay, Crystal. Okay. Nice. I recall these things here. Okay. Make sure your best work, best images are up here. This one isn't captivating. Okay, neither is this with a lot of content. Something a little more visual. This is okay, but you need something to balance that that looks a little better. Could be your logo that you did for Real Deal Taco, in fact. And then your contact is fine. You're using the same font throughout, and that's great. Okay. All right. Good job. Keep pulling it together. Probably could make that a little bigger, and yeah. I don't know if you want the peach to actually cut this off or not. You might want to work a little more, and that's typical. Keep refining that. All right, good job. Okay, go straight to shopping. And you have some things here, very good. Keep your brand consistent. This we don't want to clip, so you want to rework that. This I think might be a placeholder, something you could possibly reshoot if you like it. And this works just fine. We don't see anything about LuLaRoe on the home page that I can tell. Okay. We go here, and here we see it. But we're going to want to This is nice, but we already have, okay. I think I would put this on a separate page, maybe a little less. People don't want to read a lot. In the future, replace these with images that are not against a wall unless you're shooting something super edgy, a little more industrial, because that's not your best backdrop. You have a very cool color skin tone, and so you would look, these might work really well if you are at the beach or someplace a little cooler, other than this brick wall. Okay? All right. All right. Okay. Okay. So I'm curious what this is about. Okay, so you are linking back to Samantha. Okay. Okay. Which is a good idea. Backlinking will work. Everyone should be doing that and sending people back and forth to your sites. All right. This could be a little sharper. Focus isn't too great. Might be a placeholder image, in which case you're going to want to shoot something else. All right. Good job. Okay. I like the layout. It's working. It's easy to read. Okay. Let me see. Where's the about? Is a separate page. All right. Nice shot. Nice bio size. The font appears to be consistent. And okay. All right. Engaging photos to invite us into this. Nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. All right. All right. Doing a great job. This means, I think this needs to be a little bigger. This is hard to read. You might not need that. You might just use this, make this a little bigger right here. You could try one version with a circle around it that would fit for your YouTubes and things and be your favicon up here. You know, but pretty much you've got things really pulling together. Good job. This image is not coming up. I thought this had images behind it. This is a great shot if it's yours. Nice logo, nice and simple. You could always enlarge that if you had to. About. Okay, the kerning here, too tight. Right, that's the space between the letters. Okay, very good. And you'll take anything that is dated, which is, you know, saying you're graduating in 2 months. Make sure that you purchase the Squarespace if you haven't. Okay, this looks great. Do you want to pull that up, or do you have yours? See, it's not consistent about where it is. This is fine. And you do have everything above the scroll, so that's great. This may be a style that you're working on, but it's too tight. It's not consistent, and it's too tight there. And this is not clickable. You'll be able to put your logo there. You should have a white version to put on black. The bird needs to be sharper here. And so, yeah, you're going to add some clicks there. Session. Okay, I like it. I'm not sure this is yours or not, except that the kerning. Yeah. Okay. So, JK. We don't know if you're the same guy here, but it looks like you have 2 abouts. So just one. This one. And I thought there were images behind this, but there we go. Okay, so you have video. That makes it kind of hard, really, because we kind of want to watch the video, but this is in the way. We kind of need to read this, but the video is in the way. So I think you need to make some choices there. All right. All right. And this is, you know, if this is yours, since you are from Wyoming, this is a really great shot. Great shots of Wyoming and Florida side by side that kind of still have a cohesive brand to them would be cool. But I don't think this video is the best to have behind this. All right. And we're cutting this off completely. This background not as bad, the purple one, but it's still not quite right because we're fighting to, you know, our attention doesn't know exactly where we're going to be looking. Okay. All right. Good job. That takes us to the home page. All right. Okay. I don't know if something's supposed to be here, but it doesn't seem to be loading. Something needs to be here. This needs to be clearer. This works okay. You might try something that breaks this up a little, whether it's making this lighter or making, I don't know, kind of going in. This is competing with me here. Something to think about. Okay, take the apostrophe out. Marketing experts with professional experience. Change the date here. If this is your portfolio, it's not a fictitious site, all right? But maybe this is your home page with a logo and a header here. The red isn't working, okay? You've got a totally different aesthetic going, and red's not really in it. If you want to use the orange, that's cool. Pink is almost not in it. All right, we've had a total shift here, total shift. This would need to come up. This needs to be closer to your color aesthetics. Your fonts are changing. I like the page. You know, this could be part of your aesthetic that you're going for. Okay. And make sure there are no placeholder images, all right? The colors still aren't working here. That, you know, polka dotted pink or something is more like it. This font is different from this, and different from this, okay? So we need some consistency. This is too small to read if that's your logo. That's something I think you'll want to work on, is getting a logo that's really stands out, all right? Let's bring this into your home page. Make it like this, put your navigation here, change that. It could just be something in your footer down here. It doesn't have to be so bold, and if it's your site, it's not a fictitious site, okay? So this looks great even like this, okay? Make that your home page. This is capital, but this isn't, so that's going to have to be cap. All right, and this, yeah, okay. Great start. Okay. Okay, Megan. Perfect amount of content here. Okay. Okay. Let's not duplicate anything from the same photo session. Okay, that's okay because they're different. It's okay because it's different. This one better than that one. One of these, not both. Nice. Not as nice, okay? You can crop it. It would be better. Nice, nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Nice. Okay. You're not starting out with your best stuff. Okay, this is not your best stuff. This image is not, this is from the template, it is not your aesthetic, so you want to work on that. Okay. And there's no way that you can force it into this aesthetic. You've got neon going on with nature. Putting green in it, you know, isn't going to do it. Okay. So you're going to have to make sure there are no placeholders anywhere. Okay. All right. So you've got a great start. You've got some great shots. Just say currently accepting clients, not any and all, just clients. For photo sessions, commission, and travel and travel or hotel. Please select the button above so we can create. Okay, I'm not sure about this photo, if that's yours. If it is, it's really not working with it works with this, but it's not working with everything else. So this background is going to have to change, even if it's solid, you know, even if it's this or, you know, but it really isn't this green. This looks great here with this image, but it doesn't work with the photos. All right, good job. Okay, this has got some action going on here. The aesthetic seems consistent. Okay, well, all right. Possibly cut this down a little bit, making it a little bigger. This is placeholder text. You're going to need something here, a border or something. It's just cutting right off here, cutting your head off. That's not working. What is the dream axis? Okay, I hope this explains it because you've asked a question. News. Okay. Woo. Let's bring this one up to here. Make the clown last. Make this first. Even though it doesn't really go with this kind of abstraction because it's very natural kind of shot. You got to put some posts in here or take it off, you know, make it disabled. These don't work with your aesthetic. These, I think, are placeholders. You're going to have to make things a little. Okay, take this off. It's not telling us about your services. Your services should be right up front on your home page, telling us what you do. And what you're saying you do is that you're a writer, director, and producer. That's what goes on your home page. Okay. The dream axis, this doesn't help. This doesn't tell us what you do. Right? So this is airbrushed and feathered. This one isn't. So you gotta make some choices here. Is this going to be your aesthetic? Are you going to take it all the way through? And is this the best font for that? I would say a sans serif. Is this the best photo for this? This is a lot more natural in color. Try not to cut the head off here. So yeah, you got to take this off. Anything that doesn't have actual content, we take off. All right. All right, good start. All right, everybody, you did a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing the revisions. Mainly, you know, at this stage, some of you are just, you know, trying to figure out what your brand is visually, how to do that. You can work on paper for a little bit, take some notes, and really try to narrow down visually what you want. If you come down to just 2 colors, that's awesome. but just make sure that you're going to be consistent. One thing I noticed here, this isn't black. Everything else is. It's okay because it doesn't bother me, and maybe it was too dark, but just something I noticed. So, all right. Good job, everyone.